What were my influences? They were my own. I was living in my own bubble, contemplating the world in my own bubble. I was reading papers, influences came from every and anywhere. I read newspapers, I watched prehistoric art, I watched TV, I watched motion pictures. Above all, I observed nature. And everything was an inspiration to do art for me. At 16 years old, I was living in Saint-Gall in the east of Switzerland. And in my spare time, I used to go to the bookshops of the little city, of the provincial town where I grew up. And in one of the bookshops, I discovered a book called The Life of Max Ernst. And I read the book. I know I began at one point to read the book and I never stopped reading it. It was so fascinating and interesting and creative that I somehow realized right there that this was going to be my destiny as well. I then went back to the same bookshop and I read a book called Living with Picasso by François Chillot, whom I had the pleasure to meet in the United States in La Jolla. Then I met François Chillot in Nîmes when she later on wrote another book about the life she had with Picasso. I one day asked her, I said, did Picasso have a good sense of humor? And she looked at me and she said, yes, of course he did, except for when he didn't.